At 35 years old, Jessica Krauser seemed to have it all. A successful marketing career and a beautiful family. But she was slowly noticing something wasn't right.
I just started having like a tremor in my hand. I remember being at church one time and my kids were little and they grabbed my hand. They're like, "It's okay, Mom, you don't have to be nervous." And I was like, "No, I'm not nervous."
Over the next 2 years, her symptoms got worse.
I started getting a lot of cramping like in my calf muscle and in my foot and my toes, and like I couldn't separate my toes and they would curl, and people started pointing things out to me. They're like, is your foot okay?
So it was to the point where other people were noticing.
Mm-hmm.
Then, Jessica got the diagnosis that would change her life forever. Early onset Parkinson's disease at just 37 years old.
I did have some hard moments. I mean, I would like break down and like cry either at the gym or on my way home because I was like, this is my life now. Like, and what is it going to look like in 6 months or a year?
Parkinson's is a progressive brain disease that causes problems with movement and balance. And it happens when neurons in the brain that produce dopamine start to die off. It usually strikes people in their 60s or 70s, but just 2% of people are like Jessica, diagnosed before age 40.
It's a little bit difficult to diagnose because at that age, people aren't thinking about Parkinson's, and they might say that, oh, someone just is stressed out or has anxiety, and it gets missed for a while.
Dr. Richard Ramo is a neurosurgeon at the Cleveland Clinic and Jessica's doctor. He says most patients start treatment with medication that mimics dopamine, but it only works well for a few years.
Usually about 3 to 5 years after, and that's when we'd consider them for surgery.
Called deep brain stimulation, or DBS. The minimally invasive surgery involves implanting 2 electrodes in the brain that act like a pacemaker, sending pulses of electricity to disrupt faulty brain signals that cause symptoms. DBS has been around for years, but there's a new, FDA-approved device called adaptive DBS. In the past, the stimulation would be set at a specific level that couldn't really change no matter how mild or severe the symptoms are throughout the day or night. The new device allows it to adapt to the levels needed in real time, which Dr. Ramos says is a game changer.
When the signals for Parkinson's are high, it will increase the stimulation and kind of match the patient's symptoms.
As scary as it sounds, Jessica was ready.
But by the afternoon, I'm like twisting my arm and my legs moving around, and it's like going crazy because then I'd be on camera and I'd be like moving all around, and I'd shut my camera off sometimes because I'm like, I can't even watch myself.
Now, about 8 months after her surgery, Jessica has gone from this to this. She says it's been life-changing.
What's one part of your life that it's brought back that you didn't have before that you're most grateful for?
Probably having the capacity and want to cook for my family. That's how I show love to family and friends. It was really difficult cutting things or chopping, like as you're like dyskinetic and moving all around. Now I get to do that almost every day.
Let's bring in Dr. Akshay Syal to tell us a little bit more about this new tech. Fascinating interview there, Doc. How many patients are trying out this DBS system?
So, Gadi, I spoke with Medtronic last night, and so this is adaptive DBS technology, was FDA approved. It's the first adaptive DBS technology by Medtronic in February of 2025. You know, what they're telling me is that so far 2,500 patients, Gadi, have gotten this. But here's the cool part. This is, in large part a software update, and there's about 50,000 or so patients in the U.S. who have the capability to have this enabled by their doctors should they want it, should they think it's right for them. So not only are those 2,500 already received it, tens of thousands it may be open to pretty shortly here, Gadi.
Yeah, and I have to ask, does it hurt? Like, did they say what it feels like?
You know, when you turn on the technology, it's actually, you can sort of see some of that footage there. But we were sitting right next to Jessica in her living room, and we would say, turn it on and turn it off, and you could visibly see the change. I mean, it's quite remarkable. It's really hard to describe. It's something you really have to sort of see for yourself. But, the actual surgery itself, Gadi, is minimally invasive. It's not something that, the word brain surgery terrifies a lot of people, and they may be reluctant to get it. Parkinson's patients may be like, I don't want to do that. I want to stick with medication. This is a minimally invasive procedure. Jessica had a phenomenal experience over there at the Cleveland Clinic. I would urge Parkinson's patients out there, those who are watching who know somebody with Parkinson's. The thing, Gadi, with Parkinson's is that the medications can wear off over time, and some people think, these symptoms they have to suffer, and that's just the way it is. But this is a pretty remarkable technology, adaptive or non-adaptive DBS, or deep brain stimulation. So definitely want to talk to your doctor about it.
Yeah, Dr. Akshay Syal, illuminating so many different options out there. Thank you so much for joining us.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.